So here, three scientists had again rediscovered the Mendel postulates, the Mendel principles. Who are they? De Vries, Correns, and Schermak in the year of 1900. So also by this time, due to advancements in microscopy that were taking place, scientists were able to carefully observe cell division. So whenever the microscopy advancement developed at that time, so that the scientists had carefully observed cell division, how the cell division is takes place. So what type of the changes or takes place at the time of cell division, right? And this led to discovery of structures in the nucleus that appear to double and divide just before each cell division. So whenever at the time of cell division, either meiosis or mitosis, what happens? So there is a different types of the changes or occurs. So appear to double and divide just before each cell division. So these were named chromosomes. By 1902, the chromosome movement during meiosis had been worked out. So at that time, what happens? So whatever the discoveries at that time, at the year of 1900, so at the time of cell division, some of the factors are going to be divided. Some of the factors are going to be divided and reaches to the cells. Those factors that people named by chromosomes, right? So chromosomes only separating at the time of the cell division was proposed by in the year of 1902. The chromosome movement during meiosis had been worked out, right? Okay. Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri noticed that the behavior of chromosomes was parallel to the behavior of genes and used chromosome movement to explain Mendel's laws. Mendel had proposed factors. He used the word factors. Factors are the responsible for the characters or traits. Mendel didn't propose the word of chromosome, the word of gene at that time. But after inventions of these are all, so Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri noticed that behavior of chromosomes was parallel to the behavior of genes. So these two people, Sutton and Boveri, proposed behavior of chromosomes was parallel to the behavior of genes and used chromosomes movement to explain Mendel's laws. So whatever the Mendel had proposed, different types of the postulates, those was explained by Sutton and Boveri by the chromosomal theory of inheritance, right? Chromosomes movement during meiosis I, the two chromosomes pair align at the metaphase plate independently of each other. So at the time of the meiosis, what happens? The diploid zygote. So whatever the diploid germ cells are presented. So those diploid germ cells are formed as haploid, divided as haploid cells. So haploid cells. So diploid converted into haploid by what? By the movement of chromosomes only. Chromosome movement during meiosis I, the two chromosome pairs align at the metaphase plate independently of each other. So whenever the chromosomes pace earlier, the chromosomes occurs in the pace at the time of the cell division in the meiosis I, at the time of metaphase the plate at the time of the metaphase plate independently of each other. Chromosomes are divided independently. So how it is divided, we'll discuss further, right? Okay. So up to this clear. So here what happens? So three scientists had rediscovered the Mendel principles in the year of 1900. Who are they? De Vries, Hugo De Vries and Carl Correns and Schermak. And also by this time, due to advancements in microscopy that were taking place, scientists were able to carefully observe cell division, and this led to the discovery of structures in the nucleus that appear to double and divide just before cell division, right? So those are doubled just before the cell division. So what is the reason? They explained in next points, and these were named chromosomes. So whatever at the time of the cell division separated, those are called chromosomes, in the year of 1902, the chromosome movement during meiosis had been worked out. Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri. Sutton and Boveri proposed chromosomal theory of inheritance. So based on what? Based on Mendel postulates only. So here what given? Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri noticed that the behavior of chromosomes was parallel to the behavior of genes and used chromosomes movement to explain Mendel's laws. Right? Next one. Chromosome movement during meiosis 1. The two chromosome pairs align at the metaphase plate independently of each other. Chromosome movement during meiosis 1. The two chromosome pairs align at the metaphase plate independently of each other. Right? Okay. So, chromosomal theory of inheritance was proposed independently by Sutton and Boveri. So, Sutton and Boveri proposed chromosomal theory of inheritance independently based on Mendel principles only. So, Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri. So the two workers found a close similarity between the transmission of hereditary traits and behavior of chromosomes while passing from one generation to the next through the agency of gametes. The two workers found a close similarity between the transmission of hereditary traits and behavior of chromosomes while passing from one generation to next through the agency of gametes. So what he had observed, so these two, Sutton and Boveri, so both are found a close similarity between the transmission of heredity. So what is the reason? What is the reason for transmission of heredity? The reason is chromosomes only. So chromosomes are the responsible for transmission of heredity from one generation to next generation, right? Through the gametes. Sutton united the knowledge of chromosomal segregation with the Mendelian principles and called it a chromosomal theory of inheritance. So Sutton united the knowledge of chromosomal segregation with Mendelian principles and called it a chromosomal theory of inheritance. Right? So whatever he proposes, he segregated with the Mendelian principles and it is called as chromosomal theory of inheritance. So both are proposed. Sutton and Boveri independently proposed chromosomal theory of inheritance based on Mendelian principles. Right? So in next class we are going to discuss about what are the silent features of chromosomal theory of inheritance. Up to this clear? Right. Thank you very much. Bye bye.